my mother tried getting us into schools in Soweto. And the black principals then were very scared of police harassment. They were afraid to take us because one or two had already experienced, harassment from the security police for having us there. Then we had to use, we changed our surnames, and my mother took us to, a colored school in town. And there as well, the security police caught up with, with us and, had us kicked out of that school. And this went on and on in about 6 or 7 schools here in South Africa, in town, where we were just chucked out, we wouldn't even spend a month, we'd be kicked out, until such time that some friends of my mother's heard about our plight, and then they offered to have us educated in Swaziland.
Knowing Mama's strength and charisma and her determination, tremendous respect that I have for her strength as a woman, that she was able to be a single parent, and she was able to put a smile on her face, always hold her head up high. We never saw her fall apart.
My father says, I cannot and will not give any undertaking at a time when I and you, the people, are not free. Your freedom and mine cannot be separated. I will return. Amanda!
A letter that he wrote to me that I obviously didn't get, where he was analyzing my poetry and so on. It was very touching, it was quite emotional. It is like some kind of personal comfort that at least the world recognizes the sacrifices that he's made, that he wasn't able to father us for many years, that when he was incarcerated, he suffered many losses whilst in prison, personal losses, but he still came out to be a man of peace and reconciliation. I'm glad that that is being documented and shared and that people continue to celebrate his life. I think it's very important for us to try to help implement his vision for South Africa, for South African children, for the youth in general, for the world, for everybody to realize. Now I think that the saying is it's in your hands. That's what the legacy institutions are saying. That's what he has said, I'm handing over. I think it's so important, for us just to, let go, let him be.
Daily Theta family le khono re thoma yona le nane go la rona la ga Daily Theta ka go gopola bophelo ba Zinziwa ga Mandela. Now, of course, despite being the daughter of struggle heroes Ntate Nelson Mandela, le ene mme Winnie Madikizela Mandela, o khona go bona gore she found her voice as a poet and an activist and also becoming a leader in the liberation struggle. But she also embraced roles in arts, philanthropy, and in business. But did you actually know gore uZinzi was a member of the Free Mandela campaign, and she was also recruited as an underground operative of Umkhonto weSizwe? She also, of course, served as a deputy president of the Soweto Youth Congress, but also in the MK Veterans Association. Now, I want to take you back to 1978. At the tender age of 17, her anthology of Direto gets published, titled Black as I Am. And at that age already, Zinzi was already giving us an insight of life under apartheid, according to her. Now, of course, Nicolette
yazi Nicolette umanunkumbuzo mhla ka-13 waka July 2020 la savuka khona indaba ezibhlungu sasela emsebenzini when we heard, of course, of the passing of someone who was not just an activist, someone who was just not a poet, but someone who was not just also umuntu othanda abantu abasha, but someone who was also serving as an ambassador, of course, to Denmark. Sithi sikhuluma ngempilo kaZinzi Mandela. uZinzi Mandela was someone who loved abantu abasha. He was someone who looked into the youth because bekakholela ukuthi ngempela thina singashintsha the future. And also in that, today we thought ukuthi kubalekile sasenyangeni yabantu besifazane to look into her life, to relive the moments, and to speak to abantu abaphile naye, abasebenze naye, who understood her vision through conversations. And of course, ngekama ke mina umeletwa kaMia uCwanini usibe uZinzi umunja lo. Sithi ngempela, welcome to Daily Theta.
Melody ke dibutsisa gore na, if I was a child of a struggle hero, what would my life have looked like? And how do you then find your own identity as a person? Because you're constantly being monitored, you're constantly having surveillance. In actual fact, in one of her conversations, she mentions the fact that when there was no surveillance, she actually felt like there was something actually wrong with that. So when Mandela, and what is it about her that you would like to take into her legacy and really celebrate her? Remember, any of our social media pages, hashtag Daily Theta, on our line. It's 011-339-1315. But linteri ratang kamatla. voice note le di-video messages tsa lona. So send them through to our WhatsApp number ileng 072 316 1329.
Sisi ngempela ngoba niyasiyazi ukuthi niyashesha. Na umlayezo ongenayo already on our Facebook uqhamuka from Ubud Up the Second uthi Sis Zinzi was a great inspiration to us as young people. She was the best poet and representative we could have ever have asked for. I first heard about her in newspapers, and then I started loving and following her. I honestly learned from her. Rest in peace, Mama Zinzi. Mlayezo ongenayo ke lapho. Kodwa siyazi ukuthi hayi nakwama voice note niyaphuthuma. Ake size ukuthi nisithumeleni.
Mama Zinzi Mandela had inspired me as a young person that stand for what you believe is right and never allow untrue statements made with intent to deceive and false impressions.
So, Zindi Mandela ongokwana ayitshimtutuweza nga nḓila dzo fhambananaho nga maanḓa u tshi ḓa kha zwa uri na riṋe vhathu vha vhafumakadzi, especially at this day and age, we have opportunities and we can take up the spaces that we were oppressed, let us say the women that came before us were oppressed to take, and and the way she stood up for the oppressing regime that we had during those days. So she inspires me a lot, and she still does. I feel like she also didn't die, but she multiplied in all of us, especially the younger ones.
Hi, my name is Lebkham Mulaudzi. I think Zinzi Mandela was a great political activist, and she managed to inspire me via her poet. Her poet was very much straightforward. She managed to talk everything she didn't like, and she managed to inspire the youth, not only me, but every youth that knows her poet, knows her for her poet.
Zinzi asanga chaba bolela ka lefase. Zinzi Mandela is one of the champion go bolela ka the land, and Zinzi is one of the greatest ever see.
As re keteka yona kgwedi ya basadi, it's quite interesting to hear all the perspective about Yena Zinziwa Mandela. One thing you can always remember was that she was straight talking. She never minced her words. Of course, we've got another social media coming in from Begzin Wagamabele Ari. We were not taught enough about Zinzi while she was still alive. And the only thing I know about her is that she read a letter from her father Utata Madiba in prison that he wrote for people not to lose hope, and that she was an ambassador in Denmark. May her soul rest in peace. Women's Month 2020. It's quite interesting talking about that message that she read about her dad, because that was when her dad was being given a deal. And after so many years of not living Lipapachage, she still had, exactly, because now for her it was, he's coming out, he can take a deal. She has to stand there and read to South Africa and remember Ntate Nelson Mandela at that time was not just her father, he was the father of the nation.
And ukhumbule ukuthi, of course, at Jabulani Stadium at the time, wonke umuntu who was there was like, okay, na into Tagazi. And she spoke. She didn't read like Ncwadi kaBaba wakhe. She spoke as Mina, as the daughter. This is what I have to say. It gives you that
really
thing.
does give you shivers. But I think also you have to remember the blessing and the curse of being born to those two struggle heroes. Imagine childhood, Yara. She met her father at the age of 15 for the first time. So she couldn't remember him. She met him at 15. She even talks about how she didn't know what his height was. And because at Koko Trongkong, they're always sitting. So there's never a chance to actually do anything. So she sees him stand up and she's wowed at his height. That for me is just interesting.
Lalela ngicela ukuthi mbukele unganyakazi, because today we relive the moment, we go through her journey, and we also get to understand from childbirth ukuthi ubani uZinzi Mandela. Please stay with us.
You're coming with us. Come on. Don't you get any trouble. Move it. Take her away. Shut up, man. Walk it up.
Somebody, look after my cat! Somebody, help my cat! Please! Help my cat! Please, look after my babies! Please, look after my babies! Please, look after... Come on! Hey! Get in! Get in! Hands up!
Being detained under Section 6 of the Terrorism Act.
My children!
Shut up! You are suspected of committing acts that endanger the maintenance of law
My children!
or of inciting other people to commit such acts.
Go.
My children!
There's a scene where my sister and I are left alone at home because my mother's been locked up, and my sister Zelani is looking after me, like trying to make us breakfast and so on. And it just took me like way back there because that was so true. And we had, those moments of loneliness where we felt like there was nobody there for us, where it was very bleak and there was no hope of anybody coming to our rescue. And in just that scene alone, it just took me to the various episodes in my life where I just felt the absence of a father and the absence of a mother and the absence of a normal family life.
Welcome back to Daily Taste. But and just listening to some of how it is captured in these two movies, Long Walk to Freedom, Leona Storisa Winnie, you start to realize the Bophelo and the childhood of Zinzi Mandela. Now, of course, born on the 23rd of December in 1960, at the tender age of 18 months, her father was already taken away and incarcerated, but then officially sentenced to Robben Island at the age of 3 years old. And then you fast forward to 1977 and her mom is banished to Brandfort. And you're asking yourself, now, what type of childhood is she actually having, but also who influenced that childhood? And we are joined to have this conversation by Umkhulu Nsizwa, who's the director of Zinzi Mandela Foundation, Liliana Tato Mureki, who's a family friend and a business mentee of Zinzi Mandela, and then also Wendy Mabala, who is a family member, but also a member of the Zinzi Mandela Foundation.
And also knowing Guti Elinilunga from the, of course, foundation, which is joining us, which is Umukhadi Matli. Also not just that, last but not least, but someone that I look forward to the conversation, which is, of course, Uwe Limpele, who is the Afrocentric essayist, but also political historian, and also the secretary of Black Power Front. And of course, to all our guests,
Mkhulu, Argenest birth of a great. I mean, she's born into greatness. How does she encompass this? We accept Abiang as Zinzi throughout her life.
Lento uzalwe nayo isegazini kepha ube nesiqephu sakhe eze uZinzi Mandela iqhaza ayalibamba ngomzabalazo nasekukhuleni kwakhe nesimo nje besikhona eSouth Africa in general nase Africa uzamile ukuthi ngesilungu ngathi ukhave indawo yakhe within the political sphere ukuthi yebo ngizalwa yilabantu abakhulu kepha yimi lo lokho kuzibonakalise ngezenzo azenzile getting involved in politics asasemncane joining the MK be a very active member abantu bebeyiphethe ngoba abaningi bebele ku exile kepha kukhona abantu were internally trained who kept the fires burning like high bebambene bebhekene namabhunu face to face. So Indlovukazi was one of those people who were internally trained and who were very active.
You cannot cry. I don't want to see you cry, especially in front of the enemy. She's telling this to a child. How do we reconcile that?
Indlovukazi umama wenu ubemkhulisa ngoba ubeyibonile into ekhona ngaphakathi kuyena uZinzi ukuthi lo kuyomele kube huye oqinayo and lokho kuzibonakalisile ngezenzo zakhe huye umuntu who was in the forefront amongst other family members huye bekehamba nomama ufunde kukhulu so umama wenu ubemkhulisa ukuthi qina ngoba akumelanga isitha sijabule mesibona inyembezi zakho qina uqinele nabanye ontanga bakho nabanye abantu abamnyama base South Africa.
Indaba ngempela njobe injena ngimane ngicabangisa ukuthi njoba wayekhuliswa yena esasemncane naye waba nalothando ukukhulisa abanye, and maybe bringing Thato into the conversation, trying to understand ukuthi what drew you to yena ukuthi ufunde nawe ufune ukuthi ube ngaphansi kwe leadership yakhe.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show, and thanks for celebrating the life, the memory, and the legacy of Zinzi Mandela. Just to take it back to the beginning where Nicolette was, Zinzi was named after Zinzile, who was the daughter of Samuel Mqai, a very famous, celebrated Xhosa poet, who was a source of inspiration for Nelson Mandela while he was still at school. The name Zinzile meaning you are well established. You know, she would not only take after Nelson Mandela's source of inspiration and become a poet, but she would take after that name of Zinziswa, which was adapted from Zinzile, and she'd become a well-established force and a voice for her generation that is representative of black power, a representative of black struggle, black youth power, inclusivity, fairness, equality, justice, social policy that speaks to black people, reproduction of labor, and the very important housing question, which is the source of dignity, security, and pride for black people. So having discovered her life in that sense, it drew me to her because here's a powerful character, an image of a South African icon that doesn't cease to fascinate and charm.
And ngiyacabanga Thato, it wasn't easy for you to also get into the midst of the presence because now she was someone who had a guard up considering ukhule kanjani. Did you find probably briefly comfort in the space, or did it take long ukuthi nawe kuvumela ukuthi ngempela nibe nobudlelwane?
Well, she was a very polished character. She knew how to read people, and she's always welcoming as, first of all, a mother, not only to her own children, but to many. I was one of her boys. She called me my boy. And that just speaks to the kind of person that she was. She was a welcoming soul, and she could just draw you in and find out what it is that you need in your life to succeed.
Ke rata ga o bolela ka character, and I think Wendy, a re bolele ka character ya Zinzi away from the work. You know, what about her character were you able to see how she grew up?
Thank you so much for having us here. With heavy hearts,
yeah,
we're still very hurting. Walking in here, Mombona on the screen, and it gets to you that she's no more. It's really, so you'll bear with me, I'm quite emotional with that. Starting with her, what a gift she was. She understood that she's not here in the physical. She represents something larger than life.
Sure.
She realized that her journey is the story for all of us. And she knew that it is a gift ba ube no tata, uthi utata ku Nelson Mandela, and uthi mama ku Winnie Mandela. And she knew that she's a role model not by saying, but by action. Now to guide us in pain and rejection that she felt all through her life. She never had a moment for herself. But with all that, she did it with so much greatness and so much love. What a gift for us, ukuthandwa ngulamntu.
Siswe ngicela nje ukungena lapho kancane ngoba ngiyazwa isikhathi bayasho take me let's sithi ku ad break sizobuya kuwena siqhubeke nenkulumo but mbukeli ngicela uhlale la ukhona as we continue the conversation la ku Daily Theatre.
I think it's very important for dialogues to be had, especially with the current geopolitical environment. We have to have these conversations. It shocked me when we had at Mandela Day, when the young lady was talking about a radio station or a program here where people are allowed to make racist jokes in the guise of Danish humor. That is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Try cracking those jokes in South Africa and let's see what's going to happen. I invite you anytime. Because in South Africa, first of all, in South Africa, you will be arrested. Number two, you will be penalized. I think our last racist lady was charged 150,000. You will get that. Thirdly, you will get an education. You'll be forced to attend a workshop where you are where our philosophy is don't hate, just educate. That will happen, and I think that needs to happen here. Because I've had discussions with people here that I really look up to and respect, who will say to me the same thing about, oh, but do you know that Negro is Latin for black? And then I say, it's the intention, by the way, and the effect that that name has on me that matters. And this is a two-way street. If Negro is okay for me, then please embrace racist slave master for yourself. It's a two-way street. I think it's so very important in a society where some of us have been at the receiving end of racial incidents, where you're not allowed to use the word racism. People get uncomfortable here, whether it's in schools or, you know, community halls. When you talk about racism, it's like it doesn't exist, and I'm thinking, where are we? Where are we? It's important to have these dialogues because we spoke earlier on about the importance of liberation of all of us from these mindsets. The mindset that says I'm superior, the mindset that dictates somebody's inferior. We all need to be liberated from that. We don't exist in isolation. We're part of a bigger global family. And the sooner we learn to look into ourselves and address our mindset issues, so much better will this world become.
Welcome back to Daily Teta Lago SABC 1. And now we are Zwelu Guti. One of the things that we're speaking about in Zwelu Bishkali show, a lot about her character. And you would see it through her political statements that she would make. Uguti ngempela i-character yakhe yamkhulumela. Kodwa ngiyazi Nicolette 2018 khona tweet wayikhipha even two and ngicela uyifunda ngoba angifuna ukumkhulumela ngicela ukuyikhuluma ngoba ngila. It says, of course, dear apartheid apologists, your time is over. You will not rule again. We do not fear you. Finally, hashtag the land is ours. Waqhubeka futhi in that message, wathi, while I wine and dine here, wondering how the world of shivering land thieves is doing, hashtag our land. And of course, it was not a message that was well received across the board because Sabona, how the Freedom Front Plus came out saying she must be fired as an ambassador, of course, to Denmark. But Nakona Zangebege Lapo, even within other political structures, we saw, of course, Minister at the time, Naledi Pandor, coming out saying, no, she needs to withdraw his statement. Nakona Futi, former president, Unumzane Thabo Mbeki, who said, no, there needs to be disciplinary actions against the statement. But umlayezo engifuna ukufunda kind of triggers this conversation from Muntabsen Kekane that says, "Aw ma, her foundation awakened me in terms of bringing enlightenment as to who we are as black people, as the first people and our history before colonialism. She inspired me to speak and live my truth. She embodied Ubuntu." And looking Ilalela, it makes me want to go back to her character. Maybe if I can bring in Uputi Velilana, would assist you to understand Uputi, best come about her character, and maybe the first time meeting, how did it work?
Yes, ngiyabonga Xoleni. Mina ke benganalo ke ilona ithuba lokuthi ngihlangane naye. In fact, into eyenzekile is that shortly before Ashiya Madlomo, I was talking to ubaba umkhulu lapho ukuthi we were due to meet. Bese ke amadlozi akithi ahlela ngenye indlela yabo ukuthi sihlangane. But then that did not stop us from meeting. If you know what I mean. Yes. ngoba ke bese chazile ke udadewethu ukuthi she was from another world because besebenza ngenye indlela and bekhethwe ukuthi enze umsebenzi ingakho ke mfethu ukuthi izinto bekazisho bezishukumisa abanye abantu bengaphatheki kahle ngoba indawo ebame kuyona iqiniso yabo engakhulumela ukuthi mhlamba abantu bamshayela izandla nokuthi athola amaward njengabanye ingakho ubona ukuthi ngesikhathi ekhuluma ngomhlaba wethu nokuthathelwa umhlaba onamanje ongekabuyi yabo ngoba abanye abantu bayesaba ukukhuluma ngaleyo ndlela okwesibili enye into futhi ebalekile futhi ngayo ukuthi hahubulelwa kamzabalazo wabatho babantu hawubulelwe kabatho babo mme babantu you know like uyamchaza ubaba ukuthi uyindlovukazi yabona umzabalazo wala ekhaya akusu umzabalazo wabantu abangobaba yabo into eziningi ezenziwa abobaba namhlanje bazenza ngoba basizwa abantu besifazane ingakho ke kubalekile ukuthi thina senze lento esiyenzayo lapha sifundise ingane zethu ikakhulukazi amantobazane ukuthi asifuni thina ingane zethu zibe ama slay queen yabo sifuna thina ingane zathu zibizwe ngondlovukazi yabo indlovukazi ile sihlangane ngayo ke nalamhlanje umadlomo yabona
Yes, Putville is raising some interesting points there, Nicolette. And maybe if I can bring in Usis Mukhadi, just to understand, do you think she is possibly a racist in the way she was so bold, akhuluma into the politics?
Thokozani Makosi, Melang Mkhulu Bantate Mkhulu. Well, what I am hearing from all of us, we know her from different perspectives, but the common thing is her love, which takes it back to her love of black people. She could have chosen to be self-preserving, and be on some, na ke suffered enough, ntataka ke mo tsebe, ke mo meetile at a certain age, and yang tlhokomeza system releng mo yona gona no, But because she was a top-tier human, she managed, she still, rona re tsamaya ka yona taba e a launchileng ya the African calendar, the African royal calendar, which speaks to gore. You can't be racist when you're speaking a truth, right? Which is absolute, because more South Africa, history rona by qalamo, but rona as black people, she was awakening that thing gore. Do you know who you are? Where are you from? We are from royalty. We are the custodians of humanity as black people, So whether by means are racist or any, but it is the truth, It is the truth. And learn how it resonates with you. There's no turmoil. It's something that is in your DNA, You are able to recall it by what we call genetic memory. So
Veli, I mean, of course, we know she subscribed to Black consciousness, right? And she was a Pan-Africanist. And we'll talk a little bit later about that, and also the African calendar, right? I want to give you racism. Because people saw her as quite radical and confrontational and racist. Is that what she was?
Well, it's a very, for lack of a better word, it's an unfortunate thing for black people to call black people abakhulumikiniso or racist,
Yes.
When people tell us the truth about who we are, we come up with all sorts of cowardice and we call people all of those sorts of things. That's the first thing. The second thing is the situation that black people all over the world find themselves in is not a situation that they had created. You understand? So manje, when we speak about our situation and being truthful to who we are, because the people who benefit from our pain and our suffering call us racist. 1. 2, and this is important, I like that question. Black people are responding to racism and oppression, and actually, it is to further the injustice of racism to call people who respond to racism racist. Also, because to be a racist, one of the important things is that you must have institutional power.
Yes.
Now, in South Africa, one of the weaknesses we have is that we confuse discrimination, prejudice, and racism. Now, when you are prejudiced, but when you mix your prejudice with power, you can become a patriarch, you can become a sexist, or you become a racist, because you take your power. Plus your prejudice, you institutionalize it. Now, Tina, we vote, we sing with Toy Toy, because we don't have institutional power to be racist.
But Phil, you know, njoba uyibuyisa kanje and uyivula kanje, it makes me think of maybe mhlampe ngibuze wena siswendi, the day uMamZinzi passed away. We saw abanye abantu bejabula. People were labeled as racist, but abantu abathize bajabula. Take me through your understanding of that moment and how it made you feel briefly.
All right. You know, as being close naye, uyazi indima ayidlalileyo ebomini. Ngala mzuzu, you don't focus on what other people are saying. You focus on your pain. Ngale nto uyaziyo. Unegama ebelithanda athi spiritual currency. Now the currency yakhe that she operated on, it was not on the physical. Now in the passing, Tina, yes, we had abantu that were negative. But mamela ke into endifundisa yona, abantu it's their own right to define you the way they want to. But Tina as a family, we had our own way of defining her as a woman. We knew that was coming from. Now when you talk about spiritual currency, it's your own freedom of being here and knowing very well who you are. Now she knew that very well. And now when you call someone a racist, you're being physical. She was never physical.
Yes, it's when you because I wonder every time you go in, kune depth osifaka kuyo. La minute you vele kuvela isikhathi break. So ngithi ngixolise futhi. Ngithi ngixolise kodwa ngizobuya ngiqale ngawe. And of course we want to understand even more the legacy that sits with, because we know a passion of abantu abasha. Ngicela ukuthi ubukeli ungayakazi. Siyaqhubeka la ekhaya.
We're all looking for a sense of closure in terms of, yes, now I'm a liberated person, but am I truly mentally liberated? Do I really know who I am? Have I really gotten back to me what was taken from me? It's very, very important for us to be able to be spiritually aligned to the universe. It's very important for us to be able to get back our cultural tools that empowered us as a people and made us a strong people. It's important for us to see, no matter how excellent government policies might be, they cannot be implemented with a mindset that is not ready to receive. So you have to deal with that mindset. You have to change a mindset from that of a victim to that of an achiever in terms of our people, the previously oppressed people. In terms of our white brothers and sisters, they also need a change of mindset. They must stop thinking of us as being people who are going to save us from ourselves and redeem us from who we are and so on. But for them to also realize the role that they play, that they too, in a sense, are victims of total ignorance and condescension. So it's important for us to be able to find the correct steps to follow in terms of self-actualization, especially as a free people. You're not free if you have no sense of identity. You are a total slave without a sense of identity.
Welcome back to Daily Title Lago SABC1. Of course, we are reliving the moments. We are going through the journey, of course, of Impilo Kamam Zinzi Mandela. And also, Siti Lokasi Dalaganjin, I mean, I'm just watching it, your facial expressions as Asiswind, La Paolokia Smile, because in that clip that we've played, it speaks a lot about the vision of Ukulisa Bantabasha, Uguti, to educate how we need to decolonize last corner, not just for the black children, but Nabelungu, Nabafundu, Uguti, Ilasa corner. Just take us a bit. What went through your mind?
I love it when, to decolonize the mind, that is very deep, as Abantu Abasha. But what does she mean by that?
Yes.
Now, there is a mindset that you have to be aware of. What colonizers took away from us, it was our God. Now, the land is God. Now, going back to the racism part. Now, if ulwela ubuwena, sivela phithina sizothi kuwe, you are being a racist. And uzinzi uphile ubomi ubonile from umama wakhe, from utata wakhe, ba yintoni ethathiweyo kuye. Now she came out wanothando and to encourage youngsters ukuthi funeka ulwele ubuwena bakho. Now ubuwena bakho, it's not your physical, it's beyond that. It's your spiritual currency. That is the love she left for us. Ukuthi we are never singled, we are a unity. And there's a bigger thing that we need to fight for. That is ilizwe lethu.
Tato, sisiwendi ubolela kataba ya decolonize your mindset, but also kukhutitseba as motho. How important is it kukhutitseba, and what was Zinzi Mandela's school of thought about identity and decolonizing the mind?
Well, by virtue of living in a country like South Africa, we know that, number one, we are dealing with the debilitating baggage of colonial apartheid. And what she was teaching the black person is that we cannot yield to the many misfortunes that our forefathers accepted as fate. Therefore, decolonizing the mind would start with education about the self. And that's the other thing about apartheid. What apartheid did, it negated individuality. It desensitized the spirit. So decolonizing the mind goes back to the roots. And the land question is a very important issue, because without land, you don't have roots. And it needs to be addressed. Until and unless it's addressed, then we are stuck in a vacuum where black people will always come second.
And I know you want to ask Mkhulu a question about our African calendar. I just want to ask Mkhulu, as an underground operative of Mkhonto Wesizwe, Unakana, the things that she's learning, the things that she's being told there, how does she then come out and still be this humorous person? Mutaratang Baswa.
Uthando, I think local con uzalwe nalo.
Yeah.
Uthando for abantu abamnyama, uthando for intsha, uthando for Africa nje general, uthando for abantu general. Ngoba ubebabuka nababelungu ukuthi nabo balahlekile njengabantu abamnyama. Because of his social control. Abaholi abaphethe bayenza le division ngamabomu ukuze singahlangani singabantu. Ngoba into ubeyifundisa ukuthi thina singabazali babo bonke abantu abakhona emhlabeni. So thina njengabantu abamnyama base-Afrika kumele sibuyele kule position yethu okuba umzali ukuthi siqeqeshe izingane le ingane lezi eseyidukile. so manje akumelanga sibalandele kakhulu thina mele sibuyele emuva ukuthi besikuphi before le ingane ziza zizosihlukumeza. So imfundiso yakhe beyilapho, and imfundiso yakhe was about black unity, ukubumbana kwabantu abamnyama, ukuthi konke esikudingayo sizokuthola masihlangene. Ipolitiki ubesedlulile lelo zinga ukuba focus on politics. Yena bekebheke ukuthi manje abantu abamnyama abahlangane outside politics, you know, ukuze sikhone ukulungisa izinto zethu socially, cultural and economically, ukuthi cha siyahlukumezeka la, singakulungisa kanjani lokhu. Naze ingane seyiyabheda, you know, now umceba usekho, imisebenzi sikhanda kanjani eindaweni zethu. Ube lapho kusho ukuthi yiyo ke into asishiyele yona ukuthi siqhuquzele le black unity.
I love it.
Wayibeka mkhulu futhi wamane futhi usikhumbuza about the point of how passionate she was about the African Calendar Project bebayenza under the Zinzi Mandela Foundation. Ake sibuke kancane as she explains it ukuthi yini bese sithatha ikhefu.
The African New Year is on the 23rd of September. Nature itself is an important witness as to the timing of the African New Year, because even flowers begin to blossom at that time. In our indigenous languages, it's known as Umandulo, going back to the very beginning, going back to the source when everything begins anew. And a lot of rituals were associated with the African New Year at the time. It's important for us as African people to be able to define time and our relationship to it, because time governs everything that we do. Time determines when one is born. Time determines when one dies. Time differentiates the young from the elderly. Time governs even everything that we plan to do on a daily basis or going to the future. We talk about this, what I did yesterday, it's what I plan to do today. Time is sacred. So if we continue to define it according to a Gregorian calendar, and we're keeping alive the negative energies of Roman colonial oppressors, you've got Julius Caesar there, you've got Augustus Caesar there, August, July. You've got all these oppressors there, and every time we mention them, every time we live out these months according to these people who were anything other than what we are, and who people contributed to oppression, our colonization and so on. You're giving positive energy to something that should not be. And our calendar was never about individuals, it was about our relationship with the universe, our relationship with the cosmic. Umandulo is September, which says we're going back to the beginning. Everything is there, nature itself provides you 100% evidence to say this is the beginning, when the flowers begin to blossom anew. So it's very important for us to get back to that, not only because we're trying to find our space, we're trying to reclaim our space culturally, politically, socially, but also because it's important in terms of how we define ourselves as a people. That you've got to say, this is my foundation, this is my base from which I come. I would do it all again. I can't imagine, that's all I've known. Everything else is just a fantasy. And what I've learned from this is to define myself not according to what I've suffered, the anguish and so on, but according to how I've survived that. And I think it's an important lesson, especially as in my capacity as a mother, as a grandmother. It's very important for me to be able to demonstrate that type of resilience and ability to see, to have a more holistic approach to life for the sake of my children, especially during difficult times.
Mogele Mogae mo Daily Theta ke yona SABC 1 re lebella bona bophelo re boketeke bophelo ba Zinziwa ga Mandela. Now of course, despite being thrown and catalyst into various situations in her life where she had to grow up very quickly and take up her role and space, you know, it's quite interesting having to learn about her from Baeng Barona. Still joining us, we've got Mkhulu Unsinga and Uveli Mbele, Wendy Mbalo, Mohadi Madlili and Tato Mereki. Now, taking her legacy forward, Mkhulu, she speaks about the African Calendar Project. How do we as South Africans, especially how do we take it forward?
Okay, ukuchaza nje kancane. Ikhalenda le akuyona into entsha. Yindlela okhokho bethu bebehamba ngayo before kufika ama colonizers la. So into esiyenzile nje ukuyi-reintroduce. So ikhalenda isihamba ngayo manje, ikhalenda yabantu basentshona. Thina seningizimu. Yingakho ke wabona kusemqoka ukuthi ake si adjust lento, ikhulume nomoya waseningizimu Afrika. Manje ke iproject njengamanje unyaka wethu uqala nge-23 September. Kusho ukuthi ne-nature nje imvelo uyaconfirma yonke into eqala ukuba hlaza. Uyabona into enjalo. Manje yizo ke izinto bekeyiphusha lezi ukuthi uyabona le calendar yiyo ezosenza ukuthi sibumbane singama-Afrika njengamaJuda namaChina namaMuslim. Mokufike i-New Year yabo abayi emsebenzini ke bayabhadala yinto beke ikhuluma le ukuthi nathi singabantu abamnyama sinayo lo mvume ukuthi nge-New Year yethu singayi emsebenzini kepha se-expect ukuthi sibhadale. So manje ke le calendar is supposed ukuthi isihlanganise singabantu abamnyama, you know, usuku olulodwa nje, you know, nge-23 zika September wonke umuntu omnyama nje umAfrika emhlabeni aguqe.
Bangajabula mkhulu ngiyabazi South Africa
because K24 is heritage.
Yes. So mhlawumbe sesithi sesivala, what would be amagama wenu ukuthi sikhulume about the future, the legacy, about the tomorrow of course uMamZinzi? What would you say it looks like?
Okay, okokuqala nje let us just say thina nje sihlangene la sinenhlanhla kakhulu that we have been touched by impilo yakhe. You know, I shudder to think ukuthi kunabantu abamnyama ngaphandle lapha bayilore they have not been touched by this beautiful life. That's the first thing we should be grateful for. Okwesibili, one of the biggest things we must do, if Africa is to rise, you know, we must invest in our young black girls.
Love it. Mohadi.
Now, what I'd say we should take away from her legacy, first of all, know yourself as a black person, you know, return to the source, you know. And point two is be true to that self, you know. Be fearless because you are rooted in the truth itself, you know. Labaka upikisa baring mara resonate niti eo, you know. You have nature supporting you. The spirit is here, you know. Amadlozi nabaya vuma ukuthi the time is now, you know. There's an uprising that is happening right now, you know. So be true, be fearless.
Wendy? Oh, Wendy. So just briefly.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I think what we can take as youth, as the youngsters, is what you represent something larger than life, you know. You have to realize that you are not here. You did not bring yourself to life. Amadlozi akulethile la. And akulethele ukuthi uzosihlanganisa sonke. So live for your purpose and you will rest in peace when you do that.
Tato.
For me, Zinzi Mandela was a symbol of strength for a traumatized family, Mandela family, but also for a traumatized nation. Her life was upside down, but she managed to come through it. And she became, when she came to the table, she always brought the two sides of her parents, the fiery Winnie Mandela and the worldly statesman Nelson Mandela, and she became a reconciler. She's not a racist. And as black people, young black people, we need to look at that and always work towards building a united front.
Hayi sithi sibonge kakhulu to all our guests for being here today. Thina as iDaily Theatre sibonga kakhulu ukuthi nisinike ithuba sihlale nani. Nicolette.
Kibo bophelo bazinziwa kaMandela.
Yes,